What's going on, vibers? It's your boy J S Vaughn, and guess what, y'all? We back with another one. Today's track is called "My Street Blues" and whatnot. You know what I mean? And it's by your boys. It's by the group Bone Thugs and Harmony. Y'all already know. This gonna be a fire ass track right here. I don't know. I'm guessing it's gonna be a fire ass track. That's better. I'm guessing it's gonna be a fire ass track because freaking Bone Thugs don't do anything but fire ass tracks. So let's jump right into the video, fam. Let's go. You already know, fam. Let's go, y'all. Y'all know.
She has a gun, and I went and got her gun permit. Now, they didn't have to shoot that old lady down like a dog. They didn't have to do that. It's one old woman in that house. I've got burglar bars there to try to protect her. I've got mercury lights out there to keep it bright and light. I'm as mad as hell. And somebody's going to answer to that.
Word, that shit is ill, man. She said, I'm mad as hell, and somebody going to answer to that. It ain't gonna be me, lady. I'm on your side. You know what I mean? Let's go.
I'm as mad as hell. And somebody's gonna answer to that.
Police are defending.
Woo! Blue Street Blues. I forgot the name of the freaking show. I used to watch that shit when I was a little toddler. You know what I mean? Just had to. That should get the beat. I like the beat, man. Fuck it, bro. Come on, man. Let's go.
And somebody's gonna
Ill Street Blues. I mean.
Police are defending the shooting death of a 92-year-old woman. It happened as plainclothes officers burst into her home last night to serve a search warrant for drugs. Police say they made an undercover drug buy at the house earlier in the day. The woman's niece said there were never.
And you know what? I just want to say something. You know what I mean? A lot of things is going on in this freaking world and whatnot is because people are freaking scared. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you and whatnot. If I creep up in a freaking place where I don't know how people move and whatnot, and I happen to be a freaking police officer and shit, the littlest thing is gonna give me is gonna make me uncomfortable. So that's why I be saying sometimes, like, if you take a job like being a cop or being any kind of law enforcement department and whatnot, FBI, whatever you want to freaking do with your life and shit, make sure you know the community that you're jumping into and whatnot, and not be scared of the environment, because certain people in certain climate, people do different things because those are what their instinct. They have different habits. They might have different habits than you. And that doesn't mean that they're threatening you and whatnot, because for some reason, anyways, I'm not going to freaking jump into any political shit, but like, I be seeing some freaking 911 calls and white cops be stopping white people and whatnot, and the white people be spazzing like a motherfucker at these cops and shit, and the cops don't do anything. You know why? Because they understand where that white person is coming from, because they're white themselves and shit. You know what I mean? And there's different cultural things that happen sometimes when black people stop white people, and it's a cultural thing. I think I'm talking crazy, but I think it is. But anyways, man, you gotta know the people that you stopping. You know what I mean? And you gotta be empathetic too. You gotta put yourself in these people's face. Anyways, man, let me go to this song. I'm talking too much. Let's go, son.
They made an undercover drug buy at the house earlier in the day. The woman's niece said there were never drugs in the house, and her aunt lived alone and probably just panicked.
You see? I didn't even know. This is the first time I'm listening to this. His aunt probably just panicked, because panic to different people could mean different things and whatnot. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming the fact that motherfuckers don't understand people completely. You know what I mean? When these type of things happen, and we need to change that shit. You know what I mean? We need to change that shit. Let's go.
He said there were never drugs in the house, and her aunt lived alone and probably just panicked. The family's furious.
There's so many ways to die. There's so many ways to fly. Steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high. Cause life can't pass us by no more. Chillin' on my mama's front porch, I'm watching. Sitting here reminiscing on how hot the block is. From right here I can truly see how crooked the cops is. My vision getting blurry as I look at my options. I could just let them drop me or I could cock it and pop it. The way they murdered Oscar was preposterous nonsense. They talking with their glass, conversation is violence. And they wonder why society is criminal minded.
Why society is criminal minded. Bars, let's go, man.
The glass conversation is violence, and they wonder why society is criminal minded. They never gonna change, come around my way. Another one shot down, slain. While the cop got praise, it's hard to maintain. When they supposed to protect us, you or me could be the next one bleeding injustice. There's so many ways to die. No. There's so many ways to fly. Steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high. Cause life can't pass us by no more. There's so many ways to die, oh no. There's so many ways to fly, steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high, cause life can't pass us by no more. Even though the world shows no affection, we got to keep it moving, got to keep on stepping. The man upstairs is our only protection.
The man upstairs is our only protection. Dang, God dolly, man. God dolly, man. That shit. That's real, man. That's real. Think about that, yo. Think about that. The man upstairs is our only protection. Yo, let's go.
Very necessary, you remember this is temporary. Snoop up in your neck of the woods. Everybody tend to, they gon' hustle, got much respect. That's all good. Turn on the news, it's no surprise to see police brutality and worse. They out here gunning us down in the street. Abuse of authority ain't even it. Rather, the vast majority of them's too damn incompetent. When it's enough, gon' be enough, I ask. I know we all trying to live life free from all the madness. It's sad enough, you gotta watch out to get jacked. But the worst one's the criminal that's hiding behind the badge.
Who said the worst one is the criminal trying to hide behind the badge? They talking about crooked cops here, yo. Damn, let's go.
Enough, you gotta watch out to get jacked. But the worst one's the criminal that's hiding behind the badge.
And that's another thing, man. There's legit freaking criminal freaking cops and shit. You know what I mean? Hey, not every cop is a good cop. You know what I mean? There's some dickhead ass cops over here. And when I say cops, I'm not talking about race at all now. I'm just talking about dickhead cops, bro. You know what I mean? That just don't have nothing better to do with their lives than to fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like, oh my fucking gosh, I need to fill my freaking quota for the month, man. Let me fuck with this motherfucker right here. You know what I mean? I learned early that if you haven't done anything, the best thing for you to do when a cop is talking to you is shut your fucking mouth and not say a goddamn thing and wait for your fucking lawyer. You know what I mean? Whether it's you in the street or whatever, have the motherfuckers lock you up and shit and put you in a freaking cell and not say a goddamn thing until you have a fucking lawyer or somebody defending your words and whatnot. Because the minute they start talking, they'll freaking try their best to jam you up for the freaking case and shit. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about all cops. I'm just saying, like, there's a small percentage of them that's just like that. Yo, let's fucking go, man. My bad.
Watch out to get jacked, but the worst one's the criminal that's hiding behind the badge. You try to problem, it maybe a waste of time to call them, cause the only thing they bringing is more problems, so why bother? There's so many ways to die. Oh, no. There's so many ways to fly. Steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high. Cause life can't pass us by no more. There's so many ways to die, oh no. There's so many ways to fly, steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high, cause life can't pass us by no more. Even though the world shows no affection, we got to keep it moving, got to keep on stepping. The man upstairs is our only protection. It's very necessary, you remember this is temporary. Literal me, I get so cynical. It's pitiful living in minimal, generals, edible, sick of the terrible. I'm more alive, I just try to fight evil. Me and my people and me, I'm still single. And even though I live meager, I'm eager to make some money. My heart is more than a direction, my protection from dummies. Hold your hand. Alive, I just try to fight evil. Me and my people and me, I'm still single. And even though I live meager, I'm eager to make some money. My heart is more than a direction, my protection from dummies.
He said, my heart is more than protection from... Hold up, I gotta hear that.
And even though I live meager, I'm eager to make some money. My heart is more than a direction, my protection from dummies.
My heart is more than a direction, it's protection from dummies. That's bars, I like that.
And even though I live meager, I'm eager to make some money. My heart is more than a direction, my protection from dummies. Hold your hand like bass, feel my hand getting stuck. Your side act to the fool, by Zoom, 7 time 1. There's so many ways to die. Oh no. There's so many ways to fly. Steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high. Cause life can't pass us by no more. There's so many ways to die. Oh no. There's so many ways to fly. Steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high. Cause life can't pass us by no more. Even though the world shows no affection, we got to keep it moving, got to keep on stepping. The man upstairs is our only protection. It's very necessary, you remember this is temporary.
In the city, it makes my heart hurt. Feeling the struggles of my brothers, it takes some hard work. Being raised by single mothers, the case was caught first. They got daddy in a pen, gotta face the law's worst. No guidance, we down, we barely surviving. The knowledge is there, they ain't providing, they starving us out to keep us divided so they can get money and hide it. Operation silence, the government got some secrets they ain't telling. If they let you know, they can't convict you, felon. But they done slipped and let the thugs know the deal. We coming back to say the ghetto, let the truth be revealed. If we all get on the level and exhibit some skills, we can all get out of debt and we can pay up these bills and just chill.
There's so many ways to die. Oh no. There's so many ways to fly. Steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high. Cause life can't pass us by no more. There's so many ways to die. Oh no. There's so many ways to fly. Steady as we go. There's so many ways to rise high. Cause life can't pass us by no more. Even though the world shows no affection, we got to keep it moving, got to keep on stepping. The man upstairs is our only protection. It's very necessary, you remember this is temporary.
Alright, yo, I like it, man. I'm feeling it, yo. I'm feeling it. A lot of truth talking, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. A lot of truth talking over here, man. A lot of truth, yeah, man. So I was rambling a lot and shit about the freaking cops and all this type of shit and whatnot because, yeah, I've had freaking experiences with cops that weren't so freaking beautiful and shit, but like I've never been locked up or anything like that. But the interaction made me realize that them motherfuckers is not looking for what's best for me, you know what I mean? Because I remember like I was coming from my friend's house and whatnot when I was like freaking young, you know what I mean? And I was waiting on the bus and I was like, yo, fuck that shit, man. I want to walk up a block up and whatnot. And it was like a mixed type of community that I was at, you know what I mean? So like I already knew I just had to get on the bus to get my ass home because like I was gonna get fucked with because I was basically black. You know what I mean? I lived in New York and whatnot, and they had the freaking whole that law where they just fuck with black people, period. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting for the bus and shit, and the cop, like two cops came from one end and the other cops came from the other end, and I'm walking to the next bus stop and shit. And I stopped right there and shit. And the cops is coming out with guns and all this type of shit. And mind you, I'm in fucking high school at this time and shit. I ain't got shit to do with nothing. I'm just trying to catch a bus home and whatnot. And the cops stopped me and they're talking to me back and forth and shit. And they're like, yo, we know you did it. This, that, and the next and shit. We about to bring the kid. Where's your friend? Where you came from? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? This kid was robbed and whatnot. And we got your friend on the other freaking caller. And we about to come pick you up and whatnot. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know nothing about nothing. You know what I mean? And the way that they were talking and whatnot, I was like, yo, this looks fishy. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, he was like, why did you run? I'm like, I didn't run. You guys came out the freaking cars with freaking guns pulled out at me. What the fuck was I supposed to do? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day and shit, they detained me and they talked to me a whole bunch of time. They said, we're going to bring the freaking kid that got robbed. You know what I mean? And show. And I said, thank you. God damn it. Do that. You know what I mean? If you got that motherfucker in the car, please bring the motherfucker around and shit and have the motherfucker look at me because I had nothing to fucking do with this. This motherfucker that you telling that I was with and shit is an exaggeration. That has nothing to do with me. So the kid comes around. I'm sweating bullets now because I'm thinking it's going to be a white kid. He's going to think all black people are the same and shit. And he's going to point me out. You know what I mean? Or I don't know what type of motherfuckers was in the car. I never saw the kid. You know what I mean? So what happens is the cop goes. There's another freaking car that pulls up. The cops goes to that guy and whatnot. He starts talking to him like for a couple of seconds and shit. And he comes back at me and whatnot and says like, "This is last time for you to freaking blah 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 and all, what's his name and all this type of shit." I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. And I was like, yo, all I was trying to do is catch a bus to go to fuck home. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the kid came to I'm sorry, like shit sounds all freaking confusing, but the kid came, saw me and whatnot. The cop went to the car and then he came back and said, "Okay, my bad and whatnot. Next time," he was like giving me like directions and whatnot. "Next time, that stop acting so suspicious and shit." I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Next, I was walking to the next bus stop. What you mean acting suspicious? You know what I mean? And after that, they left and whatnot. I was like, yo, could you guys give me a ride home at least? You know what I mean? Nah. And they left. I was like, man, cops is the strangest ass motherfuckers. But anyways, yo, this track right here was definitely on point. Everything these guys are saying is on point and whatnot. Stay on your P's and Q's. Never, always stand your. If you haven't done anything, there's no reason for you to talk. You know what I mean? And if they want to arrest you, don't freaking give them, just let them arrest you and shit, because they don't have nothing. They're gonna have to let you go eventually. You know what I mean? Fighting them off is not gonna do anything. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be a bigger problem for you. You know what I mean? So because you got to do whatever it takes for you to actually freaking leave and be alive at the end of the day and shit. If you didn't do anything, if you did something, bro, I can't have advice for you, because I'm trying to live a righteous and clean life and shit. And at this point in my life and whatnot, I don't have no time for drama. That's a little. And it's always the funniest thing that I've noticed and whatnot. When I was young and shit, and I was doing dirt, you know what I mean? I never got caught when I was doing dirt. You know what I mean? It's always when I wasn't doing goddamn nothing. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, I hope you guys enjoy this track. I love this track myself and whatnot, because there's a lot of truth ringing out in this track and whatnot. If you guys want more tracks from Bone Thugs and Harmony or any other tracks like this and whatnot, do put that shit down there in the comment section, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Creeping up from the bottom is my motherfucking thumb. I'm gonna need you to take your thumb and whatnot and throw it all the way up to the motherfucking sky. Smack that like button. Show me some love and support in that way. Another way you can show me some love and support is by subscribing to the channel right down there and share with your friends and family in the same token. That being said, I'm gonna check you guys out next time on the next video. Peace out, one love, and I'm out. Y'all already know, fam. Let's go. You know.